They're just like, good luck, positive encouragement. You guys are gonna do great in college. It'll be fun times.
Oh man, those words can only go so far. Hey guys, welcome back to YouTube World. I'm Alvin.
I'm Ray.
And this is Alvin and Ray. So, this is still the part series with college things we're talking about as a college student.
It's called the College Mythbusters series. This is part 2. And today we'll be discussing
classes.
Yes, classes, academics, professors.
All the goodness.
All the yumminess.
I'm an econ major with a business minor and a computer science minor, right? In those specific classes at BU, there's our readout classes. Essentially, these are classes that are designed to either be hard to persuade you from not taking the course or the major in general, or just weed out anybody that's not really made for certain subjects. So it's one of those deals, like weed out classes are classes that if you're thinking about majoring about it, maybe take a step back and look, maybe rethink your features. How about you? Do you guys have any like of that stuff in the Asian studies realm?
No, because well, at least for my major, it's really rare for people to drop out of, I guess, the major because of like an intro class that's like too difficult. We don't have anything like that.
We don't got the goodness like that?
For international relations, there is an intro to international relations. I guess if you take that class and if you enjoy it, then you'll continue to pursue that major. But if you don't, I don't think it's like difficult to pass the class, but it's more like if you're interested or you end up like, I guess
also there's no readout class.
We don't.
But interesting about weed out classes, even in the weed out classes, there's like good and bad professors. By good, I mean easier professor.
Oh, okay.
Because in the weed out classes, especially, there's a lot of professors teaching it. If you go to like the upper level, there's only one single professor teaching it, which is kind of different. But in the weed out classes, you want to make sure you pick the right professor. Check your ratemyprofessor.com as often as possible. Ask your senpais, your upperclassmen, to make sure it's the right professor. Because if you take it with the wrong professor, you might hate that major forever. And talking about professors though, does the non-hard science, non-science part have any
it's difficult, okay? It's difficult in its own way. Stop dissing our liberal arts
I'm not saying that. Do
majors.
you guys have easier professor per se?
So...
Whoa, I wasn't trying to diss you out.
I think maybe it's just me personally. I take classes because they interest me. It's not so much about the professors themselves, it's more about the content.
I think the problem with the academics for me personally is that like I find a hard time valuing my subject of interest and GPA. Like I always struggle with that.
You prioritize your GPA.
Yeah, because my thing was I took interesting classes when I was a freshman year and my GPA tanked for it. So I have to find ways to recover that. And ever since then, I've been kind of being more about the GPA grind than I've been about the interest grind. You know what's interesting though? I will admit that studying in college, I think is easier than studying in high school. A lot of my classes are not based on necessarily individuality. It's more based on test, midterm, and then final. You just kind of got to study like the last couple of days before the midterms and the finals to do really well in the class, in a lot of my classes.
Okay.
Because in high school, I remember they were like participation 20%. Attendance. How the heck is attendance like 10% of your grade?
I know, right?
And then they're like group project 25%. And then final 30%. You're like, oh, that's a big final, man.
Yeah.
And then you go to college.
50%.
Did I tell you? I had a final that was 75% of my grade before.
You can do so badly on everything else and just like ace the final on your.
That's what happened to me.
Really?
On the first 2 midterms, I got like a D. And then on the final, I got an A. I ended up getting like a B+ in the class. Guys, I'm just saying, this happens in college, which is why I think it's easier. I think high school was more difficult in just terms of academics because I didn't have options with what I wanted to take. I didn't have an option with professors. The teachers were assigned to me. Dude, all I'm saying is it was like literally purely luck based. If I got a bad AP writing teacher, bad, history teacher, it didn't matter. In college, there's more leeways to do really well in a class without having to do 100% in every single thing. Because also that there's a curve at the end. The curve in college in some classes are crazy. For example, like I remember all my friends in chemistry were talking about like how 63%, that's really good. That's the above the average by 5%. It's like
The average.
The 63? He's like, yeah, that's above the average. I'm like, so what are you gonna get in the class? Like B plus. I'm like, but with that being said, guys, we'll be honest, college academics specifically is kind of like a jungle. You have to really just venture out and find stuff that you like in order to really truly find where you belong. Also, it's like a jungle in the sense that once you started off with a certain major, you might not end with that major.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
know.
might, yeah.
I know people who change their major like 6 times.
I think the interesting thing is there's no right way out in this jungle. It's literally just machete your way through and hopefully you find the right place to be. Along the way, you might get hit by some poison ivy called professors that are just really mean. And sometimes you might get, difficult situation because life decisions happen to you. But I'm sure you'll get out of the jungle fine.
Just take care of your well-being.
Yeah, honestly, most important thing, take care of yourself. If you have to take a gap year, do it.
Go for it.
Honestly, I have friends taking gap years and they look happier than ever. But then it's just one of those deals where if you need to take care of yourself and take times off, do it. Highly recommended.
Yeah. I mean, I personally regret not going to like community college first,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Hey, but it's okay. At least you found me, baby.
I know I did
High five.
find you.
High five. Yeah. But overall, stay safe, guys. Coronavirus is kind of scary.
Yeah, that's the entire message of this video.
True.
Stay safe from coronavirus, guys. Social distance yourself. 6 feet.
I heard that coronavirus is actually eradicated by Corona beer. Yeah. We should celebrate with Corona beer.
You only drink Sprite, right?
True.
Yeah.
But thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
They're like, I studied. Oh.